What are the industries? I know you've consulted across many different international industries, not just Silicon Valley. Are they still looking towards Silicon Valley as the best example, or how can I get some of that? What are they doing?
Today, Silicon Valley is viewed as the sort of innovation capital, certainly in the technology space of the world. And we are seeing not just entrepreneurs and businesses, actually businesses are entrepreneurs are moving to Silicon Valley because they think their chances of not just funding, but having mentors and advisors and leveraging the ecosystem is going to be much stronger in Silicon Valley. But others come to Silicon Valley. I host quite a few executive teams and boards who like to come to Silicon Valley because they want to sort of experience the culture of Silicon Valley. They want to experience the sort of mindset of Silicon Valley leaders because, of course, exposure is the first prelude. If you come here, I was talking to executives from a big European bank not long ago, and they were saying they're coming to Silicon Valley because they know technology is going to disrupt their business in a huge way. It already is disrupting their business. So how can we sort of expose our leaders to new ways of doing things so that they can kind of go back to their organizations and start benefiting from some of those lessons? So I would say that Silicon Valley is a great learning laboratory, and I would encourage many business leaders to take the time if they find that adaptation is an important factor for them, reinvention is an important element in their future trajectory, to take the time and come and learn from some of the approaches, practices, lessons that companies, individuals, and teams have developed in Silicon Valley.
You reference the culture again, and Silicon Valley definitely has a different kind of culture. Are there examples of where it's, we know that there's Amazon, there's Netflix, there's Facebook. Are there examples where it's working and where it's not? I mean,
I think to succeed in Silicon Valley, first of all, you're going to find companies of different shades and sizes. You're going to find different industries. So what you may find in the biotech segment, for example, they have much longer product life cycles. They have to have much more robust clinical trials. So they have a different set of constraints and opportunities to operate in. Compare that with what's going on in social media, where you can develop an app and you can throw it out there and test drive it with customers in a matter of days. I don't want to say Silicon Valley is one monolith. It is not. It is made up of different segments, different sizes, different industries, different entrepreneurs, different mindset, different recipes. What you find in the semiconductor industry and the telecommunications industry is very different than what you find in the software industry. Having said that, there are some common cultural themes. One of the themes is that this is a Darwinian environment. There are no artificial life support system. So you basically have to you could call it survival of the fittest, but it's a meritocracy fundamentally. And you cannot survive for long if nobody buys your product, if as an employee you're not delivering the goods. So that is one cultural dimension. We call it a sort of a Darwinian setting. You could call it a meritocracy. Secondly, this is a place which is all about experimentation. This is a place where people learn by doing, learn by trying, learn by failing. And many people have written about how failure is not a stigma in Silicon Valley. I would say this is one of the other big differences. So meritocracy, the importance of learning by doing, learning by experimenting, learning by failing. And then thirdly, accessibility and approachability and informality. This is not an ecosystem where if you are the founder and the CEO, you sit in your ivory tower and you might be treated as semi-god. You are approachable, you sit with the troops. It is a non-hierarchical, networked environment. And I would say approachability, accessibility, and informality are very important to the success of any innovation-driven company in Silicon Valley, because a lot of your great ideas come from the frontliners, they come from the troops. You have experts that are located at different levels, different parts of the organization. So that really enables you to cross-pollinate. And the fourth element is this place is all about learning from each other and recycling. So it is a notion that we call in the book cross-pollinating and recycling. No innovation is brand new. It is always sort of a combination of multiple innovations that might have existed in other contexts, but you bring them together in a novel way. So that ability to cross-pollinate, to recycle ideas, to combine them in a new way is also a hallmark of the Silicon Valley culture. So in a nutshell, I would say those four themes: Darwinian, meritocratic culture, the importance of cross-pollinating and recycling, the importance of learning by doing, experimenting, and failing, and the importance of being accessible, open, and informal so that you can build relationships and you can nurture talent.